We have to vibrate on the level of God before we can actually invite God in. I asked y'all last week, do rich people hang out with poor people? No. Do sinners hang out with Christians? Sometimes. And I think you got the picture. We have to vibrate on the level of Jesus. We have to vibrate on the level of God in order to, when we open the door, then we can actually have mutual benefit. Because otherwise, like I told y'all before, we talk about God coming out of the sky on a cloud. Lord have mercy. First of all, just the sight of somebody riding on a cloud will scare half of us to death, because most of us don't fly and won't fly. But the other side of it is that if we heard that God was coming in person and was around the corner, many of us would run and hide because we feel like we got some stuff we need to get straight. Come on, talk to me now. A lot of us would be afraid of God. We would be afraid of what he'd have to say. We'd be afraid of judgment. But when you vibrate on the level that God is on, that's why, come on, let's turn to Philippians. We'll catch a couple scriptures. Philippians 4, 3 and 15, I believe. Let me hear you get there before you get there so I can make sure it's the right one. We read it the other week. Philippians 3. No. Yeah. 2 and 5. Philippians 2 and 5. We've been talking about this. We have to vibrate, and that word, y'all know what vibration is. Just something vibrating, going back and forth. And when I say you have to vibrate on a level, what I'm talking about is at the same frequency. What we have to do is be in sync with God. We have to be in harmony with God. Let's use that rather than vibrate. We have to get into a harmonic position with God. 2 and 5 says, let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, it's getting ready to tell you what that mind is, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation. That word where it says be equal with, the writer in their interpretation, when Jesus said, I and my Father are one, that's what they were calling equal. So when it says being equal with God, being that you and God are one, which you really are, all it takes is you to acknowledge it. You are one with God, because God is in everything and everywhere. I don't know where man got the idea that he could push God out of anything. I mean, you cannot recognize God, but God is going to get glory from your life whether you like it or not. See, that's the difference in this journey. We're all going, you can't, let me digress. How can you miss God? I hear so many people tell you going to hell and you're going to burn in the fire. And David said that when he took the wings in the morning and flew high, God was there. And when he made his bed in hell, God was there. You can't miss God. But the thing of it is, brothers and sisters, is what kind of landing you gonna have when you hit God. When you come to your senses and realize that God is everywhere, in everything, what type of position are you gonna be in to face it? Because it's a tragedy to realize all of the resources and all of the wonderful blessings that God has, and we have not taken advantage of them. Think about this. If you had somebody come to your house and you had a long lost aunt that left you $1 billion 20 years ago. And here we've been stuttering and stumbling through bills and wondering, I have gray and heart condition and blood pressure and diabetes and everything else. We walking around wondering, oh Lord. And all that time you had $20 billion, way more than you could ever owe. It would take I guess you could go out and make some debt, 20 billion, but I'm just speaking in where we are right now. Think about that. More than enough. And to realize